Hey, it's me, Ciscoe Morris, and here's what's coming up on Gardening with Ciscoe.
We're building a wreath that's not just for the holidays. It's the time of year for this must-do outside job. It's easy to prepare, foolproof, and beautiful. And a great way to eat your favorite fall veggies. We've got a plant pick with a twisted side, and a way you could buy a gift and support a local garden at the same time. All this is coming up right now on Gardening with Ciscoe.
Hi, I'm Ciscoe Morris.
And I'm Meeghan Black. Welcome to Gardening with Ciscoe.
Hey, we're here at Kubota Gardens today because it is so beautiful
Love the
here.
color.
But also we have something really cool to show you. A tasty way to support this awesome garden.
So we're going to show you that. Plus, we're going to show you all around this Japanese-style garden throughout the show today. But first, it is time to get right into that holiday mode. We have a wreath that will be the perfect gift for any gardener on your list. Plus, get this, it's going to last way beyond that holiday season. So we are all in for a treat today. Ciscoe is going to teach us, me in particular, how to make a wreath. How about that? I can't wait to hear this one. What do we do?
Now,
and first of all, what's this?
If you're really artistic like I am here,
Yeah.
I won't confess that my friend helped me with this a little bit. I actually stuck all these, there's different ways you could do it, but these are red twig dogwood cuttings.
And then the
some
yellow
other
dogwoods, are those dogwoods as well?
You know, these are all their bromeliad relatives.
Really?
Yeah, they're called tillandsias, and they come from probably down in South America in the jungles. You see these growing all over the trees down there. It's so cool.
And so they like it humid?
Yeah, they like it humid, and so the thing is that you're going to have to switzer these a lot.
Okay.
This is just how they grow in the jungle. They just grow on the branch, you know.
Where do we? Oh God, these are so cute.
Aren't they cute?
Now,
they're one of my favorite plants.
Do they need sunlight of any type or anything? Or
You know, they don't need direct sunlight. They don't like it because they live in the undercover under the
canopy?
forest canopy, you know. So
oh, so they would make good.
this is really
plants
neat
to have in like an office with no windows.
yeah, this
Hint,
would
hint.
be perfect. Oh la la! And you got to do this. Really, should do this twice a week.
You know what I think would be really cute is if we got some little red balls or green balls.
Yeah,
to go
that
with
would be
this.
so neat.
So how funky is
What do you
that?
think? Is this cool or what?
Or is this funky?
An undersea wreath
Cool
for
or
holiday.
funky? Cool or funky? I don't know.
I think
It's cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's really cool. I still think if we had a few little red balls
we
on
need
there.
some balls
Yeah,
on there,
yeah.
no doubt about it.
So again, what are these called? I can't remember.
Tillandsias.
Tillandsias, and most fine nurseries have them?
Yep, and if you go in and ask for an air plant, they'll know what you're
air
talking
plant.
about.
I like
yeah,
air
that's
plant.
a lot easier to say.
Air plant for the airhead over here. And then once you're done with it, you know, you can use these throughout your house. Even.
That's right.
Just
Oh, yeah, you can stick 'em.
bathrooms, places that don't have necessarily windows.
That's right. They're perfect for anywhere in your home as long as you keep them moist. That's the key. Don't let them dry out.
Another unique idea from Mr. Ciscoe Morris. I like it. So when we first started that, I kind of thought you were off your rocker. We had made sedum wreaths before, but never these air plant things. It was pretty cool.
This is a lazy man sedum wreath. You know, you gotta wait for those sedums to grow roots and get them in there. You just slap those air plants on there. They're ready to go.
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from Kubota Garden. Now, we really don't nag on this show much, do we? I don't think we do. But this next job, you have to do it right now.
Hey, it's kind of a good citizen gardening job, but you'll help the whole neighborhood if you do it.
So lucky. There's finally a break in the weather, and then Ciscoe wants me to come over and shovel the muck out of his storm drain. So we obviously see, with all the rain we've been having lately, flash flooding, urban flooding is a real problem, particularly with all these leaves. Look at this.
Yeah, and
It
you
doesn't
see
take
this.
much.
You see this everywhere you go,
Right,
Meeghan. You know,
right.
everybody's got these problems, and right now we're getting a break, but you know, big rain's coming.
Now, are you going to mulch any of this, or what are you going to do with
Well, that's
these?
a great question. You know what? I never mulch. I don't use leaves that are in the street for mulch, nor
'Cause
do
they're
I
gross.
compost them. You know why? Because
All
it
the
could
oil.
have a lot of oil and
You know,
things.
I was seeing it kind of swirl around in the water as I
Yeah,
did
and you
that,
know, if you
so-
send it out to the Clean Green, no problem. And you know, the Clean Green guys, they know how to really compost it. They get rid of all that oil and everything, so there's nothing to worry about.
So what happens if we were a little late on this and this drain was already plugged up?
I think I'd be giving the city a little call.
And say, come help out
Come
on
help
that?
us,
'Cause
yeah.
there's already some leaves and stuff in there.
Yeah, they
And
get
if
in
you-
there.
If you don't maintain it, it'll plug it up really quickly.
Plugs it up, and then you end up with a lake. And I've seen it happen out here. This is actually a neighbor's garden that I'm helping out today.
Who's helping out today?
Hey, you know what, Meeghan? The
What?
city has an adopt a drain program.
And what does that mean?
You can actually borrow equipment to do it in case you don't have a good broom like this one.
Or a good buddy like this
Or a
one to
good
come
buddy
do it
to
to
come
you?
over and help you do it, yeah.
It's the Northwest.
Yeah,
So
and you know, every leaf hasn't fallen off every tree, but if you come out and do it occasionally, it makes your garden look a lot nicer too.
don't compost them because you may have some car oils and stuff
Yeah,
like that and
that's
all
right.
that debris in there.
Don't use them for mulch, whatever you do.
But go ahead and get rid of them. You know what? That took us all of about 5 minutes.
Well,
So
it's-
really?
we haven't got to my house yet, Meeghan.
Here's what you want to do. Contact the City of Seattle and adopt a storm drain. They'll lend you the equipment you need, safety equipment. You agree to take that section of storm drain, buff it all out, and keep the water flowing smoothly in your neighborhood. How about that?
Sounds great. I think you should do it.
Okay.
Hey, our buddy Hendrikus Schraven finally is coming back from a big job in Berkeley.
Yeah.
Some people have it rough, you know.
Yes.
But he's got some tips for your winter garden. When fall comes, Hendrikus Schraven lets Mama Nature do some of the work of feeding his plants.
Any of this stuff here is the good stuff. Most of it in our suburban gardens ends up at the green waste, and then you buy it back as mulch later on and you pay for it. My suggestion is just leave it. Take it off the sidewalks if you want, but leave it in the gardens as much as you can. If it's starting to smother some of your smaller ground cover, then just rake it off those ground covers, but otherwise leave it alone.
Before the leaves fall, he scatters a soil enhancer on the ground. Our winter rains leach out as much as 500 pounds of calcium per acre of land, making soils acidic.
So for the evergreen forest, that's great. They don't mind. That's good enough for them. But for our gardens or vegetable gardens or anything else, it's not. So what we do, and before we have the leaves falling, we put down our soil enhancer to balance these things that leach out during the winter months. Then we let our leaves drop and simply stay. It's a beautiful piece of art that nature creates, colorful, and it's the food source, all at the same time.
If you're more of a neat and tidy type and got rid of your leaves, you can still add nutrients to get your beds ready for spring.
So if you have a domesticated garden, for the winter, this is what you want to do.
First, add soil enhancer, about 20 pounds per 1,000 square feet. You need it to replace minerals winter rains will wash away.
And remember, sprinkle this stuff. Move your wrist. Don't throw it on little piles.
Then add Humagic. Just sprinkle a handful.
A little goes a long way. It's not topsoil.
Then add compost.
A good, like, half-inch layer of compost on your beds, that compensates for all the leaves that you took off.
Whether you're a leaf leaver or a bare bed person, now that you have the right minerals and nutrients in your winter garden beds, your next step is my favorite.
Just layer it on, let it be. You don't have to mix it in the soil because the leaves don't get mixed in the soil by nature either. This is already broken down, so this will start going straight into the soil. and keep that microbiology alive. Not only that, that compost layer is a good layer for root protection anyways. It's like, you know, having a nice down blanket in the wintertime in your bedroom. So, and it's the food source all at the same time. So you can't go wrong.
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from Kubota Gardens here in South Seattle, where we are just soaking up some of this fall color. It is absolutely gorgeous here. And you know, Ciscoe, I hear you're about ready to enjoy some fall veggies.
Oh yeah, I got to cook with PCC chef Lynne Villa. She made the easiest dish. It even has fall color, and it had my all-time favorite vegetable.
Oh, normally I'm jealous about this, but somehow I think, not this time.
Well, Lynn, I couldn't help but notice something when I walked in.
Yeah, you think?
Oh, la la! Ooh, Brussels sprouts!
I think it might be that time of year, and you know I can't resist.
Oh, yeah, for
okay.
sure.
All right, and each time we do this together, I try to come up with something new and fun. And so this year I went super simple and really, really great colors, and it's going to be fun. We're going to just roast, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to combine the Brussels sprouts, which I cleaned a little bit, okay? Just kind of took the outer leaves off. And you know me, I like to cut them in half so all the seasoning kind of absorbs into the center. And then these are cameo apples. These are local, organic from one of our darling friends, Georgian apple, Audie. And I'm going to toss these in here, okay?
I'm liking this combo already.
And the reason I mix those two together is they're going to roast in about the same period of time, all right? And so then we're going to add a little bit of mixture of maple syrup and balsamic vinegar and a little rosemary. So I'm going to toss this in, pour this in, and you can toss it up for me, okay? So I'm going to give you about half of this.
Okay.
Beautiful. So I'm going to give you a little rosemary.
Okay.
And you could do sage or thyme. You know, even apples love those sort of savory herbs this time of year.
Wow, this is getting interesting.
Isn't it beautiful?
Already? Yeah.
Okay, and so just set that aside for a second. And now we're going to add another level of color and texture to this, some delicata squash.
Ooh,
Aren't these just
delicata
beautiful?
squash.
You've had these before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Love them. I love the delicata because you don't actually have to peel them. You can just leave the peel right on. Thus the term delicata, right?
So is that why they call it delicata?
I don't know.
Hey, I just learned something today.
We'll have to do some research on that one. So I cut it in half and I took the seeds out. Okay. So now I'm just going to cut it into slices. I love how these gorgeous little slices kind of form a little half moon, so they're going to cuddle up with the apples and the Brussels sprouts.
Oh boy.
Okay, so same thing, this little bit of maple syrup and balsamic. I put a little salt in here too.
Okay.
So that sort of thing, we're going to keep those separate from this because the squash will take a little bit longer to roast than these guys will. And then of course, lots of cracked black pepper. And then that's it. We're just going to throw them on a sheet pan. I've got our sheet pans here. We're going to spread them out in a single row. As simple as this. We're just going to put these out on a sheet pan. You want to get them in kind of a single layer like this. And then you're going to do the same with your apples and Brussels sprouts. Just dump them right onto the pan.
Dump them right on there. Nothing fancy.
Well, we don't say dump.
I mean, artistically.
Very nicely
dumped
done.
out there now.
Yeah, you're in trouble once again. All right, so these will go into a nice hot oven till they get a really nice little sticky caramelization on them. And then we've got a kind of a fun little finish for them too. So simple, huh? Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. Okay, I am so excited. Really, truly, you know.
You're excited. Oh my God.
When it all comes down to it, I think these might be some of my favorite flavors. Okay, look at these gorgeous sticky delicata.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll give you a few of those. Oh, just smells so good. It smells like cozy fall days.
That smells so good.
The season of entertaining is upon us.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So Brussels sprouts, love these cameo apples. And you know,
look at this.
what I love about this, all local, all organic, all Washington State. We are so lucky, aren't we? I just adore it.
All
Yep.
Brussels sprouts.
And then, just a little tiny bit more. Got a little bit of crunch here, a few little hazelnuts,
Ooh.
and a few dried cranberries. So we got the sweet, the tart, the crunchy, the yummy,
The
all kinds of
coup
fun
de
stuff.
resistance.
Coup de resistance.
Man.
And then, and one more thing, because you know I can never let well enough alone. I know. So I just took
You
some
don't have to either.
Organic apple cider and just reduced it down with a little bit of maple syrup and a little bit of cracked black pepper. Okay, so that's going to give this just a last little tiny gloss there.
With added a little cheese here.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. As
Okay,
I've
I'm
ever
going in
been
for
in
this
my
one.
life. I'm going for the Brussels
It's going to be
sprout.
hot. I love it. Sweet, spicy. That was a big Brussels sprout.
You know, I didn't think it was possible.
Hey.
But you have reached new heights in
Thank you.
Epicurean Brussels sprout cuisine. Oh la la! Oh, this is good. Oh my
Yay.
gosh. Sorry, I can't resist.
I know, I
gotta
can't
get
either.
back to work
I'm
here.
sorry.
I gotta try a squash. Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from Kubota Gardens. Now, Meeghan, this week's plant pick is a contorted filbert. How do you beat that for winter interest?
I love it because it's just, well, so contorted. And it really does look its best after it's lost all its leaves. So there is nothing like a contorted filbert. Harry Lauder's walking stick.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, look at the branches and how fun is that? And this one you say is called
Red Majestic.
Ooh.
Yeah, and these leaves come out flaming red in the spring, finally turn kind of a reddish purple in the summer, but every new bit of growth is bright red again.
And I
Oh la
love
la.
it. They just adds, talk about a cool structure to your garden.
Yeah.
And then, like everything else in life, it gets a mind of its own. Look at these
these
guys.
things.
They're shooting straight up.
crying out
There's
loud.
no contortion here.
No, and this is the problem with this plant. You know, this is a fantastic plant, but it's got this problem.
Now, if it were a variegated plant and we're going all green, you'd say it's reverting or whatever. Is that what this is doing, or is it?
I think this comes from below a graft.
Okay.
A graft
Okay.
way down at the bottom.
So.
So if you don't cut these off, you end up with a filbert tree. You might get some nuts, you know, but you're not going to get
But you may go nuts in the process
Exactly.
too. So take them down to the
Yeah,
ground.
here you go, buddy.
Okay. I want to get
So
down
you
this.
got to, but the law of pruning is you got to start when a plant's little.
Yes.
Not when it's some huge thing, you know, that's the big
Then
mistake.
you're cutting them off at his knees.
Yeah. So how are those coming?
Good.
Here, so this little one here probably better to do with a little hand pruner
Okay.
because I can get at it so easy. Hey, I think we pretty much got it. Now
Yeah.
look at the difference.
Yes. Now we're all kind of twisted and fun. A little more personality.
Yeah, and all these leaves will fall off. And then when they do, you've got this incredible contorted guy out here just looking so cool,
And
you
look
know?
look at this bark. It's all smooth and kind
Yeah.
of golden. And this kind of has almost a reddish hue. It's peeling a little bit.
Yeah.
I love that.
This is one pretty plant. They're great in pots, too.
Wow, you're kidding.
No, a lot of times I'll put them in a pot and they just look really
I
interesting
probably
all
have
winter.
just seen too many big ones because you know what? Okay, let's see. This is a contorted filbert.
Yep. Harry Lauder's walking stick.
walking stick.
Red Majestic.
Red Majestic because it gets the red leaves.
Yeah, and the red leaves is a big addition because this plant can be a little boring when it's covered with leaves, but in the summer with bright red leaves, oh la la, it adds a whole nother dimension to the garden.
Have I told you what I wanted for the holidays yet?
Oh, 80s aren't cheap. Meeghan, check what I just got for only
Look at
12
that.
bucks. A cook's tour of Kubota Garden.
Oh my gosh.
Man, this is a recipe book. Over 200 recipes in here written by members of the garden, friends of the garden. It's got history of the gardens in there, pictures of the garden. even has haikus.
Haikus. Your own version of a haiku. So what's the money going to be used for when they raise it?
They're extending the big wall right here near the gate.
Nice. You know, that would really make a good Christmas gift for someone.
It would, wouldn't it?
Thank you
Hey,
so
wait a minute.
much. I appreciate it. You can buy yourself one online. We'll put a link at our website. You're so kind. King5.com. Click on Gardening with Ciscoe.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
Ciscoe.
All right. Well, I'm going to go get one for me, Meeghan. Thanks for watching. Everybody, Meeghan,
Oh.
get away with it.
Look at Shortcut Rocky Road.